Are you a home grower looking for a little bit of help? Are you ready to learn as much as you can about your favorite hobby? The Homegrown Helpers brings you informative interviews from experienced growers that have taken the next steps in their journey and decided to help you grow top quality cannabis all in your home. Now welcome in our host, Rob Smith, along with this week's Homegrown Helper. Hey buds, welcome back to another week of the Homegrown Helpers. Are you ready for this week's grow tips and tricks from another fantastic grow consultant? That's what I thought, me too. But before we get into this week's content, I just wanted to let you know that the time is finally here. MyGrowPass.com is finally live. Head on over to mygrowpass.com, or you can find the link right at the top of our page, thehomegrownhelpers.com, and just click on over to the membership portal right from there. At mygrowpass.com, you get to see what's included in both levels, the veg level and the bloom level. I can give you a quick rundown, but essentially it's different varying access to our content and us, essentially. At the bloom level, you get access to monthly Ask Me Anythings, where we provide you a link, probably through a Google Hangouts, and you get to hang out with us for an hour to two, different guests, different hosts each week. But we're basically there just to answer your direct grow questions, anything that you've been dying to ask us about growing, about starting a business, about starting the podcast, anything you have to ask. Also, as part of both of these levels, you get the exclusive discounts that we've secured through our member partners. So we have people like Dr. Zyme's Pest Eliminator, Sweetly Plant Nutrients, Fish Shit Soil Conditioner, Gorilla Grow Tents, Harvest Mutual Seed Banks, and so many more. You get a range of typically like 20 to 25% off of each of those partners just by joining mygrowpass.com. Along with that, each level, the veg and the bloom level, the veg level, you get one ticket into our $5,000 giveaways. That's $5,000 in giveaways each quarter. So for every month that you're a member at the veg level, you're going to get one ticket. And every month that you're a member, you're going to get two tickets that go right into our drawing for that raffle prizes. Those are gifts given to us to share with you from each one of our partners. And we split that up into 5 different prizes for you to be able to win. And essentially, it's going to help you kick off a grow, start growing, get better growing. We have a full range of prizes available, as well as some CBD products, some Atlas plant trainers, some new tools, some things that you might not have in your garden or might not have even thought about putting in your garden that are going to help you become a better grower. So without taking up much more of your time for this, head on over to mygrowpass.com and make sure you sign up today. We also have to make sure that you have already subscribed to the show, share it with a friend, give us a rating and review. It's really the only way that we're going to be able to grow. So specifically, this show is brought to you by a couple of our vendor partners. Today's show is brought to you by Newt Tools. That is newttools.com, where you can save 10% off using the code GROWCAST. We also have Gorilla Grow Tent on board for the show. And just by using the code GROWCAST, you get free shipping on gorillagrowtent.com. Members get 10% off plus that free shipping, which could be hundreds of dollars in savings depending on the size of the grow tent that you want to get. So without further ado, if you will, let's bring in this week's guest. I have Ned Frost on the line. Welcome to Homegrown Helpers, Ned.
Hello, Rob. It's great to be here. Great to be on the line with you.
Awesome. Thank you. And Ned, why don't you get us started with an easy one? Tell us where you're from, your company name, how long you've been growing cannabis, and really what made you decide to take that next step in your growing journey and help other people learn how to grow.
All right. Certainly, Rob. Let me see. So I'm from Boulder, Colorado. Right now I'm hanging out at the park, shoes off, just relaxing. I definitely enjoy the good vibes here.
Did you just say shoes off?
shoes off, my
We're
friend.
middle of April. What's
Hanging
the
out.
temperature over there?
It's nice for today. It's Colorado weather. It's probably going to snow tomorrow. However, I had to get out here and enjoy it.
All right. So I'm from the Northeast, just south of Boston. And yesterday we had like 75-degree weather. And today I don't think it's going to get into the 40s. So I was just wondering, like you said, shoes off, kind of threw me for a loop being from Boulder.
That's typical Boulder weather.
Yep.
Right
Sorry.
there.
So go on. So you're from Boulder, shoes off, you're hanging in the park.
Okay, from Boulder, kind of an epicenter for cannabis reform. I planted my first plants along the Front Range as a junior in high school. Took a while from growing after that disaster, and have been growing consistently for the last 10 years. In 2011, I founded CannIGrow.com, CannIGrow LLC, and I've been on a mission to empower the home grower and teach individuals who want to learn how to grow.
So expand on that company name a little bit. It's a little tricky. So why don't you spell it out for our audience?
A little tricky. It's CannIGrow. And so it's a little play on words there. Can I grow?
Right.
You can with us. And so I'm here to lend a hand, and I have been since day one. And I put in 4 years mentoring under very wise mentors here in Boulder County before I ever started teaching anybody. I think that's kind of an important aspect that's missing in this industry, but definitely pride myself on, putting forth the hard work to seek out solid mentors so that I can bring individuals proper knowledge.
Great. So with your company name, Can I Grow, people can find pictures of your work on Instagram at CannIGrow_. Is that correct?
Correct. As well as you can, it's CannIGrow_.
Great. And what was the other one that you were going to send people to?
I also have started up Ned Frost _. So I want to be a little more personable and kind of just show people the lifestyle, I guess, because, you do have to be patient, persistent person to really succeed and master this craft.
So Ned's jumping a little far ahead here. Shame on you, Ned. We do get to the personality trait question in a little bit. So patience and persistence. I'm writing that down. So Ned, tell me about one of your current grow setups. I'm learning that, some of our grow consultants might have more than one room that they necessarily call their own. But why don't you pick one room and tell our audience about what it looks like, the size, the shape, number of plants you have in there, grow medium, all of that type of stuff.
Certainly. Can get into details. However, like Ed Rosenthal said, I can't really count past 10. So I definitely have 10 lights. I have 10 lights going and 10 plants in 10-gallon pots. I'm using can of cocoa at the moment. I do like to switch the medias and try different nutrient lines out. So right now I am using Canna nutrients, A and B, as well as kind of formulating my own amendments into that. And I definitely like to dial it in my way. I have 15-inch saucers to go into those 10-gallon pots so that I can get an adequate runoff. Definitely a flex hose, water wand, and a Mondi pump. And yes, pack full of great genetics, all from seed. Tropicana cookies, peanut butter cookies. Got some good ones, and one of my favorites, Bubba Diagonal. That's a clone. Yeah, I don't know, just kind of a basic setup, but energy efficient. Very, very energy efficient with those LECs.
I think we can learn a lot from how a grower sets up their room. So I think obviously we're a new show and we're trying out different questions, and I really like the way this one is going because I can learn a lot from a grower about exactly how they set up their room, and it kind of leads into the rest of these questions. So
yeah.
I did have one thought there. You said you like to experiment with your grow mediums and nutrients.
Yes.
How often do you experiment? But you also followed it up with you like to get them dialed in. So how often do you experiment and switch things up, would you say?
Well, okay, so synthetic wise, I usually pick a line and I go at it for 2 years. There's kind of only 4 lines that really are in the ballpark for me. Advanced was what I started off with. Not even thinking about that anymore. House and Gardens was great. We have Canna Cocoa, which was Canna is a great base, and Botanicare dialed that in. But I typically stay about 2 years with the line and tweak it to my specifications.
Cool. Yeah, it takes a while to get dialed in, and we talk a lot about managing or measuring what you manage what you measure. I forget which way that goes, but you can't improve what you're not tracking. So, and making sure you're not switching up too many things all at once, because then you don't know which one caused the improvement or the loss there.
Yeah, you have to do measurable changes.
Yeah, along with changing up your genetics, it makes sense that that you'd stick with a medium or a nutrient line for 2 years in order to get it dialed in. So that makes sense. Thanks for saying that side and not like 2 or 3 months. So
it definitely. That's where some of the patients come in as well.
Yeah, right. So Ned, what's you've helped lots of new growers get set up, and I'm sure you've talked with many new growers that have just wanted to pick your brain. So with a grower that is just getting started, and if you had that one bit of advice to give them about overall plant health, what's the one thing that a grower needs to pay attention to or needs to change in order to have the greatest impact on a healthy plant?
Well, let's see. If you're growing synthetically, I would suggest 20% runoff. That's kind of mandatory to remove any leftover nutrient salts. It revitalizes your soil, your media. Probably not grown in soil. Prevents nutrient lockout, so problems further down, and it helps you finish it with a cleaner product at the end. Makes that final flush a little easier. I'd say 20% runoff for those synthetic growers out there. Haven't really grown organically for a little bit, but I think compost teas, if you can kind of dial in some good compost teas and feed weekly into your organics. Or I'm really liking the K&F stuff on that side, but yeah, 20% runoff is what I would suggest to most growers out there.
Cool. Yeah, the Korean natural farming, I think you just referenced, Jordan over at Growcast just did a interview with Chris Trump, who is a big name in the Korean natural farming. And I haven't listened to the interview yet, but from what I understand, they don't talk about cannabis all that much. Jordan was like, that was a great interview, but I don't think we talked about weed. Like he, obviously farming is farming.
Ferment.
And KNF just, applies to so many other things before it ever applied to cannabis that we're just kind of taking that knowledge into our world. So
definitely something I'm going to explore down the line. Pretty soon here, I'm going to cut the synthetic.
Yeah. It's I think it's the future. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I think it's the way to grow superior clean cannabis. But I don't think there's ever going to be a time where we get away from the bottled nutrients. There's always going to be a spot for that.
Yeah, exactly. Why, as a consultant, so you need to know your bottled nutrients.
Yep, for sure. And how to deal with the problems like you suggested with the runoff. If they don't run off, nutrient lockout. So how to deal with those problems that a bottled nutrient can create. So, Ned, in your opinion, we're all worried about getting more out of our plants, especially as a home grower. We're limited by the number of plants we can grow. In Massachusetts, where I'm at, it's 6 per person. But in other states, it's as low as 2 flowering plants per person. So with that in mind, what's the single highest leverage move a grower can do in order to increase the yield that they get off of a single plant?
Off of a single plant?
Yep.
I would say change the light above the plant.
Okay.
And there's only kind of 2 plants right now that are, really sticking in my mind. It's the LEC, so light emitting ceramic fixtures. I know Sun System puts out one. A local Boulder lamp with that one as well. I don't really like the sun system since it's kind of associated with the Hawthorne group and Monsanto and whatnot. So I definitely encourage looking for a good light-emitting ceramic bulb, Phillips bulb, or you can go with the Fluence LEDs. And I think changing the light above the plant is your biggest investment, but it's going to lead to the highest yields per watt is what you're looking for. And yeah, let's see. The initial cost pretty high, but for example, I'm running the Boulder Light LECs. Each unit is 315 watts, and you'll yield about 1.2 pounds per fixture. So that's about one plant under that fixture, one pretty good sized 10-gallon plant. And yeah, it doesn't really put off much heat, so you can have good fans circulating the air, and you should be pretty good up until a little confined space, even 4, 6 lights, whatnot. You can cool without heavy AC, so you're going to save money in the long run, but you're definitely investing that money into the initial equipment cost. So yeah, I think that's definitely the first thing you should look at, your lighting, and become efficient with that.
Now, LECs and CMHs are the same thing, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So ceramic metal halides, I would agree.
Sorry. No, light emitting ceramic is a different spectrum.
Okay.
And it's higher in the blues, a little bit higher in the reds, but it really sticks out on the blues. So that bulb, the Phillips bulb, is going to put out the best quality marijuana.
Okay, great.
And I'm actually the ceramic metal highlight. Yeah, people refer to it as that.
Yeah. So I am not familiar, or I'd never really heard of them referred to as LECs.
Must be a Boulder thing.
Yeah, no. It's starting to leak out there. CMHs really are, in my opinion, the future of growing indoors.
Oh yeah.
They don't put out the heat, much fuller spectrum, but different terminology. So CMHs, LECs, both same type of thing, and I would agree, really the future of lighting technology in the grow room.
Yep.
So we have to take a quick break to thank our vendor partners and to let you know what we're offering at mygrowpass.com beyond the discount that they're just willing to give to all of our listeners here. So first up is newttools.com. Newt Tools is an amazingly simple device allowing you to precisely measure your nutrients without ever wasting a single drop. Comprised of a 100 milliliter syringe and a 14-inch stainless steel needle, it's perfect to fit into any bottled nutrient on the market. With a 1-year warranty and a multitude of uses, this is a must-have in any serious gardener's toolkit. Visit newttools.com, that's NUTETOOLS.com, and use the code GROWCAST to save 10% off your entire order. Or if you're a mygrowpass.com member, you get a code to instantly save 25% off your very own Newt tool. They've also given us 10 Newt tools to give away in our 5K giveaway per quarter, and that will mean 2 of their Newt tools to each of our 5 winners. So again, use the code GROWCAST at newttools.com, NUTETOOLS.com for 10% off. We also have GorillaGrowTent.com. This one is an amazing member benefit, but listeners, you can get free shipping at GorillaGrowTent.com by just using the code GROWCAST. That could be a huge saving in itself, but members of MyGrowPass.com also get 10% off plus free shipping. They've given away a 4x8 grow tent, which is a $565 retail value. 10% off plus free shipping on that's probably going to save you close to $100. So you've saved months and months of your membership just with that one purchase. So frustrated with the cheap, flimsy grow tents that didn't stand the test of time, a group of California growers, designers, and engineers collaborated in San Francisco in 2011 to revolutionize the future of indoor gardening. With thick, durable canvas, steel interlocking poles, easy view windows, industrial strength zippers, and double clinching ducting ports, each tent is safe, smart, strong, tall, odor-proof, stealthy, insulated, and durable, transcending the term grow tent. Each Gorilla Grow tent comes with a free 1-foot height extension kit, and if that's not enough, Gorilla has 2-foot extension kits available, allowing your tent to reach an astounding height of nearly 10 feet tall. It's the tallest, thickest, and strongest grow tent on the market. Visit GorillaGrowTent.com and use the code GROWCAST for free shipping. If you're ready to save even more, join MyGrowPass.com to gain access to that 10% off code that I was talking about earlier, saving you hundreds and hundreds of dollars depending on the size of the tent that you're ready to purchase. Again, use the code GROWCAST at GorillaGrowTent.com. So Ned, do you have any unique grow tips or tricks that you'd like to share with our audience right now?
I think I can share one with your audience here. If you do follow my Instagram stories, you'll notice that I'm a big fan of foliar sprays, and I'll share one with your audience. Love to. So, let's see. This spray I'll share with you is good for through the vegetative stage, as well as up to day 25 when you're in flower, when your plants are still focusing on root development a little bit, but they're also branching and shooting, creating more nodes, whatnot, more buds, future bud sites. It's composed of Techna Flora, which is a soluble seaweed extract, very good quality out of Canada. It's high in potassium. It increases root growth, also helps on drought resistance, because during flower you're uptaking water so quickly. You just want to protect against that. It's loaded with vitamins, amino acids. It enhances germination, seed germination, and it just helps overall with the shoots and node developments, bud sites. It also, so another input in that foliar spray is the sea green. It helps uptake nutrients, has a little bit of sugar in there, amino acids, and it acts as a suffocant for the spray. So main purpose is it acts for suffocant and helps with nutrient uptake. And then I have Epsom salt in there, which is magnesium and sulfur. So it kind of leads to a bushier plant, a more vigorous plant, helps in flower production. I wouldn't spray it past day 15 or 20, and it increased flavors with that sulfur. And so those 3 items right there makes a good foliar spray. I believe it's 1 milliliter sea green and 1 tablespoon Epsom salt, as well as a teaspoon of Technaflora, and that's going to be for your gallon mix. I advise spraying it with an atomizer, so you get a nice even spray. Don't have drops built up in your node sites and whatnot. But that's a great spray, one of my go-tos, and plants love it. And as always, after I do spray, 3 days later, I really like to wash my plants with just pure water and rinse everything off, get that photosynthesis going, and I just don't want any blocks, tomatas, whatnot. And that's good foliar you can go mix up today. Go to your grocery store and buy those 3 products: Epsom salt, sea green, and Technaflora soluble seaweed extract.
So when do you suggest our audience apply this foliar spray?
I suggest you apply that probably 4 times throughout the vegetative state. You could even do it once a week, but bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, do you suggest when lights are on?
Oh, so when the lights are off.
Okay.
Yep.
Just before lights come on, or just when lights go off, or?
I actually, when I am spraying, if I am in a room with the lights on, I'll turn off the majority of the lights, 90% of them. Keep a little ambient light, and you can go ahead and spray them. Leave the lights off for a good hour to two, and then you can flip the lights back on. No burning. Yeah, all around good spray.
Cool. Yeah, we just did I think 2-part episode on Growcast about foliar spraying and how important it is. Plants have the stomata, and they absorb the nutrients through that stomata. So if foliar spraying is incredibly beneficial for if you are noticing a deficiency in your plant and you want to correct it as quickly as you can, foliar spraying is the quickest way to get that nutrient directly to your plant without the soil buffering it through the root zone. So keep that in mind as a detractor to foliar spraying, because you don't want to make your foliar spray too strong, because then it could damage your plant because it's absorbing too many nutrients through that stomata. So
certainly, yeah, keep it light.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Ned, we did touch upon this just a little bit before, but what character traits are the most important for a grower to succeed? What type of people absolutely kill it in the grow room?
Well, yeah, I jumped ahead of myself just because persistence and patience. It's everything in this industry. If you're growing your own, you're going to run into problems. You're going to have to be persistent. You're going to have to overcome hermed out flowers, pests, your neighbors, and also you just got to be patient, because what you do in the garden today, you're going to notice 2 months down the line come harvest. You got to be patient and persistent. And I really think, kind of relax and enjoy the garden, because yeah, it's definitely a fun thing. But those traits are definitely, those traits are necessary for a good grower.
Yeah, if you're not enjoying your time in the garden, I don't know what you're growing weed for, man. Like Ed Rosenthal says that smoking cannabis is not the addictive part. It's growing cannabis that's truly addictive.
Perfect.
So if you don't enjoy your time in there, get the hell out.
Yep, get out.
So as we look to wrap up our regular interview here, Ned, and a reminder to our audience, we do the regular podcast here that we release on all of these podcasting platforms. But then we wrap things up and bring Ned right back on for a little bonus content that you can download at thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus or bonus content. Both of those addresses will work. And that's the only place that we publish these next 5 questions. So we'll wrap things up here in just a minute, and then we'll hop back on and we get a little more personal, a little more grow detailed, and give you a little more insight into Ned the person instead of Ned the grower. So again, head over to thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus and download that part. So as we wrap up here, Ned, what's the last bit of advice you'd like to give to every grower listening to you right now?
Kind of just touched on it. Relax, don't rush. Enjoy the process. Inhale, exhale. Good weed, good vibes. Got to enjoy it. It's a good ride. It's a roller coaster. Your crop's not always going to be great, but you can always improve. And it's fun. You should enjoy it. Be in the industry for the right reasons,
Yeah, we talk a lot about good in, good out, garbage in, garbage out. So, I've shared that, lots of people use the garden as their Zen place, but don't bring your bad attitude and stuff into the grow room. You got to center yourself a little bit first. I used to meditate if I felt like I was in a really bad spot before going into the grow room, because I didn't want to bring that bad energy directly to my plants.
I understand that. Yeah, I like that.
So, Ned, we did cover this before. Why don't you give our audience the rundown? How can they learn more from you, find you, connect to you, and enlist your services if they so desire?
Yeah, well, my main hub of connection is CannIGrow.com. I did create it myself. I learned coding just so that I could bring that website to the masses. You can schedule at-home consultations over the phone. And yeah, I got a lot of good knowledge on there, a good blog. I am pretty heavy on the Instagram. That's my main source, main outlet for content. And it is at CannIGrow _. I also have a personal page at Ned Frost _. and that's on Instagram. For business, I really like to use LinkedIn. I have a really good following on there and make a lot of good business connections. Have sold numerous business plans and whatnot. So you can contact me on there at Ned Frost as well, and on Twitter and Facebook.
Awesome. Well, Ned, thank you so much for your time, and we really appreciate you taking the hour out of your day to spend with our audience, share a little bit of your knowledge, your personality, and hopefully we have one or two listeners that would like to learn directly from you. And they can do that by heading over to CannIGrow, CannIGrow.com, or just hit us up at thehomegrownhelpers@gmail.com, and we will make that introduction for you. So again, audience, we really appreciate you listening to us today. We would appreciate you subscribing, sharing, rating, and review. And if you really liked what Ned is all about and want to hear more, head over to thehomegrownhelpers.com/bonus and download this next 5 questions that we are going to do right now. So until next time, happy growing, and we'll talk to you soon.